Hey, what the fuck? What do you say, what do you know, what do you hear, etc. We're getting back to motorcycling now. And we've had our little bit of fun with the airsoft malarkey. So, spring is coming. I'm seeing daffodils coming up. Crocuses peeping. So today was the first day of spring as far as I'm concerned. I've got like PMA, positive mental attitude. So the sun was shining, the roads had dried by about midday. I was in the car, I wasn't going out on the bike, because when I went off this morning on my gallivanting around, it was greasy roads. The sun was starting to come out, but it was cold and it was shit, and then I went through some serious fog. By midday it had turned into what I would describe as a kind of a spring day, just a bit chilly. It was about 8 degrees, got up to about 10 I think in total. So yeah, spring is on the way and I'll be able to get the doodle bug out. In preparation for that, I've been buying myself some new armour equipment, I suppose you'd call it, kit. And I have treated myself to a pair of Knox Handroid gloves. Don't know why I showed you the little label first. There's the gloves. Look at those. Aren't they a thing of beauty? Things of beauty. These are the Knox Handroid Mk4 full gauntlet. You can get ones called pods, which are a shorter cuff. You don't get all that fancy protection in there. I'm not going to go on about the features because there are shed loads of videos that already covered that. What I'm going to go on about practical, useful knowledge. I'm 6'6", just shy of 6'6", and I've got pretty large hands. But obviously, it's like boots. Depending on the manufacturer, I can get into some size 11 boots. Typically, many years ago, Caterpillars, I could get into their size 11s. These days, I think my feet have got a bit bigger as I've got older. But typically now, size 12 minimum. Normally I go for size 13 now. I've got a pair of Garnet, I pronounced it right, Garnet boots, which are 47, and while they fit and I can ride in them, they're a bit snug. So I'm going up to 48s. That's something else I've got coming in. So gloves. I have big hands, but depending on which manufacturer glove I go with, they'll either be large or extra large. These are size large, and I read a lot of reviews I've watched a lot of reviews of these, and a lot of people said go with the ones that you think will be a bit on the small side, suffer the pain, and when they break in, they'll become like a second skin, like really, really comfortable. So I followed that advice. These are turned up today. They're size large. I've had them on, and yeah, they're tight, but not everywhere. The tightest spots I have found, I mean, they go on pretty well. Then it's that, because the thumbs on these are tight. The rest of them, just perfect. I can't say that they're in any way painful. Some of the reviews said about bits of leather inside the fingertips sticking in and hurting a bit, and I don't know, little niggles that people have had. So straight away I found the thumb is really tight, as in squeezing tight, and it's difficult to get my thumb tip all the way to the end. What I'm going to do is soak the thumb in hot water so the leather can stretch a bit, and then leave them on until they dry. That's an old trick with boots, and it's always worked for me. Hopefully it'll work with these. So that's my initial impression. Size large for a 6'6" tall guy who has large hands. The size large fit like a glove. Oh fuck me, somebody give me a smack up the side of the head for that one. But the thumb is tight. That will break in naturally with use. I'm going to cheat and soak it in hot water. What I did find was after about 5 minutes of keeping them on, I started to feel that slight numbness in the tip where the blood flow is being restricted. And funny enough, even though they don't feel tight on my fingers, I did notice it on one of my fingers. I forget which one. But yeah, they fit really, really nicely, and they're only going to get better with use. The other thing that I noticed and I only noticed it because I've had another pair of gloves that have had a solution to what is typically the vulnerable point on gloves. Not in a crash, this is just from day-to-day use, riding a bike. I've had gloves where they always go there. The leather just thins out over time, it's the action on the grips, and eventually tears. So you've got a perfectly functional pair of gloves that have got years of life left in them, except there's a hole there where the leather just thins away and then tears, and you get a gap. This is kangaroo leather. Now I don't know how kangaroo leather is going to hold up. As I said, the other pair of gloves that I got about a year ago put a different material in there, a harder wearing artificial material, man-made, and supposedly would be tougher wearing for that kind of motion and movement and wear, would be tougher than leather. Well, these are kangaroo, so that's going to be something I'm going to update in this sequential, ongoing, evolving, organic review. I'm going to wear the fuck out of these. Obviously they're going to be the only gloves I wear on my bike. Yeah, I say that. There's a pair that I stick on when I'm just going down to the shop to get me backy. But these are so easy to get on that I might just stick with these for all usages. So yeah, I'm feeling that very, very slight deadness coming into my fingertips. So they're obviously, they are restricting the blood flow, but they'll break in. And I think it's sound advice with motorbike gloves. Get ones that are a little bit too tight to start with, a bit snug, and then break them in. And the reviews, lots of reviews have said that, oh, they're killing me, I've got the wrong size, I wish I'd sent them back. And then suddenly they're like, oh yeah, they've clicked, they've just broken in, and suddenly my hands feel just beautifully comfortable in them. So that's the two things I'm going to be coming back after some serious usage, is the tightness in the fingers, I'll update you on that, and the tightness around the thumb, I'll update you on that, and three things actually: how the palm, the kangaroo leather, how that holds up. That will take a while to come back with, probably well past the end of summer, but we'll see how they last. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you in the next one, and hopefully the next one will be something motorbike orientated. Until then, bye! I should have done that with a gloved hand, shouldn't I? Bye!